Good morning and good afternoon to all of you Training Tuesday listeners. It is great to have you with us today, and I am Heidi Reese, your Training Programs Manager here at Dayton Superior. I want to thank you all for taking the time and coming out to expand your knowledge. A couple items to go through before we get started. Just really quick, everyone who has joined has been muted, but I don't want you to stop and not ask questions, or stop you from asking questions, I should say. You can do so through the chat functionality in Zoom. You can do that throughout the presentation, and we'll have a mini question answer session at the end, to which I'll read those off and we can get them answered for you. As a reminder, each of our webinars are recorded and placed on our Dayton Superior YouTube channel, as well as DaytonSuperior.com website. Just search for Training Tuesday. You'll find two links, one that has all the webinars I'm talking about from everything we've done. I think this is a 72nd one. And then you can also look at it by topic, whether you want precast or whatever. Okay, so getting started. This presentation is intended for training purposes only, so all the things that we're going to talk about, if there's products mentioned, you can find technical specifications, TDSs, safety data sheets, and whatnot on DaytonSuperior.com. So who is Dayton Superior? We're here today to talk about Build America, Buy America, but we are all about accessories, chemicals, forming, engineering training. We are the leading provider of the engineered solutions in those areas for the concrete construction industry. Okay, so Dayton Superior has numerous things for you to, whether they be chemical solutions specifically formulated to meet design specifications, as well as anything with Simon's forming and shoring that's adaptable, strong, and saves labor costs if you're interested in that. And we have the largest, most experienced engineering and sales team in the industry, offering world-class customer care, 24-hour ordering, and account status information. So today with us, like I said, we're going to be talking about Build America, Buy America, or BABA, as well as DOT, and an overview on it. Okay, so what is that and what does it mean? We're going to explore definitions and guidelines around iron and steel, manufactured and construction materials, and then how can Dayton Superior assist you in those? So with us today is Sarah Clark. She is Dayton Superior's Market Development Analyst, who will help us go through and understand the new Build America, Buy America regulations. So it's going to be exciting because she's read all this dull paperwork, and hopefully she will probably read a couple dull slides to us because it's important to know it, but she's going to go through and explain it in a little more layman's terms with some imagery on the screen for you. So I think that'll be good. So Sarah graduated from the University of Dayton with a bachelor's degree in chemical engineering, as well as a minor in environmental engineering. She uses that knowledge every day in her role as Dayton Superior's Market Development Analyst, because she works alongside numerous areas of the business, as well as any third-party testing groups that are used. So within this position, she handles both the Dayton Superior chemicals as well as accessory product lines and supplies the required information to each state's Department of Transportation agencies, or the DOTs like we like to call them, and that validates that certain products are added to or kept on the qualified product list. This allows Dayton Superior to meet the ever-changing government regulations and specification needs so that you, our customers, can continue to depend on Dayton Superior for the project requirements. So let's welcome Sarah. Sarah, tell us more.
Oh, thank you, Heidi. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody that has joined us here today. I look forward to explaining this BABA a little bit more in detail. All right. So, in November of 2022, the President signed the Infrastructure Investments Job Act, and it's also known as the bipartisan law. The BABA Act was enacted, and it is a part of this infrastructure law, and it's a part of Title 9, Subtitle A. And here's a lovely picture of it. We have links to all these documents, so don't worry.
That's right. I'll be sending those out later when I tell you that the video's up there, right?
Yep. All right. The BABA Act boosts the Executive Order 14005, which states, ensuring the future is made in America by all American workers. So the BABA Act focuses on maximizing the federal government's use of services, goods, products, and materials produced and offered in the United States. BABA requires that all iron and steel manufactured products and construction products materials used in federally funded projects for infrastructure must be produced in the United States. This is required for every federally funded product, or project, not product, project. All right, so what does that mean? So what does it mean to be produced in the United States? So the term produced in the United States means for iron and steel products, all manufactured processes from the initial melting stage through the application of coatings occurred in the United States. For the manufactured products, it means that the cost of the components of the manufactured products that are mined, produced, or manufactured in the U.S. is 55% of the total cost of components, greater than 55% of the total cost of all components of the manufactured product, unless there's another standard that is there for the manufactured product. So, and in the case of construction materials, all manufactured processes for the construction material occurred in the United States. There's a theme here. It must be in the United States. All right, so on May 14th, 2022, the Office of Management and Budget of the President gave guidance, initial guidance, to all the agencies to ensure that they were implementing the BABA. Now, on August 23rd, 2023, they submitted final guidance for the BABA, the Build America, Buy America. So there is a key difference between the memorandum and the final guidance, and it is the specific method for distinguishing between the categories of products where BABA references apply. The final guidance clarified that all articles, materials, or supplies should only fall within one of the following categories: iron and steel products, manufactured products, construction materials, or there's a fourth one that they added, the materials identified in section 7091C of the BABA. The final guidance also adds a new part 184 to Title II of the Code of Federal Regulations, stating that Part 184 is intended to be a high-level coordinating guidance for federal agencies to use for their own direct implementation of BABA. So, it's important to state that only domestic source products, again, can be on a federally funded project. So let's go dive into a little bit more. Iron and steel, construction materials, and manufactured products are from melt to manufactured. And this is important, even if funded by both federal and non-federal funds. If any federal funds goes into the project, they need to meet Build America, Buy America guidelines and requirements. So what does this mean? It means that articles, materials, supplies are consumed in, incorporated into, or affixed to. So BABA guidelines do not apply to temporary installations. So if it's going to be removed from the project, it's exempt. It does not need to follow BABA guidelines. So I'm going to dive into each section here, and this is where it gets a little daunting, but bear with me. So iron and steel is from melt to manufactured, 100% in the U.S. So the final guidance defines iron and steel products to mean articles, materials, or supplies that consist wholly or predominantly of iron or steel, or a combination of both. In this context, predominantly of iron and steel, or a combination of both, means that the cost of the iron and steel content exceeds 50% of the total cost of its components. And I'll explain what components are in the next slide. The final guidance explains that the cost of iron and steel is the cost of the iron or steel mill products, casting or forging utilized in the manufacture of the product, and a good faith estimate of the cost of iron and steel components. So, manufactured products. So the initial guidelines that were given left open many questions about the definitions of manufactured products and components. The Office of Management and Budget revised the definition of the manufactured product to provide an affirmative definition rather than just explaining what it's not. So, manufactured products is now defined to mean articles, materials, or supplies that have been, 1, processed into a specific form or shape, or 2, combined with another article, material, or supplies to create a product with different properties than the individual article, material, or supplies. So additionally, in this case of manufactured product, produced in the United States means that the product must be manufactured in the United States, and the cost of the components of the manufactured product that are mined, produced, or manufactured in the United States must exceed 55% of the total components of the manufactured product, unless there's a federal agency that has established another standard that meets or exceeds the standards for determining the minimum amount of domestic content of the manufactured product. So finally, this section also clarifies that the items classified as a manufactured product may include construction materials, iron and steel products, or the new section 709(1)(17) materials. So this is where I go into to define what a component means. So the definition of component by the Office of Management Bureau means an article, material, or supply, whether manufactured or unmanufactured, incorporated directly into a manufactured product, or where applicable, an iron and steel product. To determine the cost of components is greater than 55% of the total cost of all components for component purchases by the manufacturer. The cost is the acquisition cost, including transportation costs and any applicable duty. And for components manufactured by the manufacturer, the cost includes all costs associated with manufacturing, including transportation and overhead costs, but it does exclude profit.
Ooh, that was a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So, construction material. So construction materials have changed slightly as well with this new final guidance. So construction materials are where chemical, electrical, mechanical, or thermal energy is used to transform a material into a more complete product. Each process operation adds value to the product by modifying the physical and properties and or appearance. So previously in the first initial memo, there were 5 categories of construction material. The OMB has now listed 8 categories. So I'm going to be reading this off of what each of these mean directly from the OMB guidance. So for non-ferrous metals, all manufacturing processes from initial smelting or melting through final shaping, coatings, and assembly occurred in the United States. So for plastic and polymer-based products, including polyvinyl chlorine, composite building materials, and polymers used in fiber optic cables, all manufacturing processes from initial combination of constituent plastic or polymer-based inputs, or where applicable, constituent composite material, until the item is in its final form, occurred in the United States. Glass, including optic glass, all manufacturing processes from initial batching and melting of raw material through annealing, cooling, and cutting occurred in the United States. I think there's a theme here, occurred in the United States. Fiber optic cables, including drop cable, all manufactured processes from initial ribbing, if applicable, through buffering, fiber stranding, and jacketing occurred in the United States. All manufactured processes also include the standards for glass and optical fiber, but not for ferrous, metal, plastics, or polymer-based products, or any others. So optical fiber, all manufactured processes from the initial preformed fabrication stage through the completion of the draw occurred in the United States. Lumber, all manufactured processes from initial debarking through treatment and planning occurred in the United States. For drywall, all manufactured processes from initial blending of mined or synthetic gypsum, plaster, and additives through cutting and drying of sandwich panels occurred in the United States. And lastly, engineered wood, all manufacturing processes from initial combination of constituent materials into the wood product is in its final form occurred in the United States.
Everybody knows.
It occurs in the United States from the initial to the end. All right, so here's it's not really a new section because they were kind of there, but this is more guidance. So section 70917C materials. They include cement, cementitious material, aggregates, stone, sand, or gravel, aggregate binding agents, or additives. So this new section was added, BABA section 70917C. Congress carving out several materials, they created this new category. So this category are treated as neither construction materials nor manufactured products in isolation. Therefore, these items by themselves do not need to be produced in the United States. Woohoo, something that doesn't need to be produced in the United States. However, if a section 70917C material is combined with another 70917C material before arriving at a work site, such as precast concrete, the combination is considered a manufactured product and must be produced in the United States and meet domestic content requirements of that manufactured product. But in contrast, wet concrete or hot mix asphalt that has not settled into a particular shape or form can be brought to a site and incorporated into a project without being considered a combination of these materials. And they're exempt from BABA. All right, we have a waiver. So there's a waiver of Buy America requirements for de minimis cost of small grants. So 5% of the amount of an award up to $1 million and federal financial assistance award of less than $5,000. Now there's a caveat to this. 5% waiver does not apply to iron and steel. Steel and iron exemptions are $2,500 of 0.1% of the award, whichever is greater. All right, so how can Dayton Superior assist you? So we have a complete line of made in the U.S. products. We have product pages to assist Specification Assistance when needed, and we have a new Build America, Buy America landing page, as well as a new DOT interactive map. All right, we have accessory products that are made in the U.S. that can help with your project needs, metal bar supports, rebar splicing, and we have ties that can assist you. We have many chemical products that are made in the United States, from liquids, epoxies, and powders. And I'll go into a little bit more detail on how to find these products next on the next slide. So, there's more that Dayton Clear can do to help. So, we have a new interactive map that can help you find DOT approved and BABA compliant products. And it makes it a lot easier. You simply select a state or province that you'd like to see. The tool will populate what products are approved and on a qualified product list. And then you can filter these categories further. So if you're looking for accessories, that can be filtered more into rebar support, splicing, and other accessories. And if you're looking for chemicals, that can be filtered even more to epoxies, liquids, and powders. And on this, once it's filtered, the product names are linked for quick access to the product pages. So technical data sheets and safety data sheets are there also to be clicked and for easy viewing. So you can just click it and it'll download and you can see the technical data sheets and safety data sheets. So, also to make things a little bit easier, we have a new landing page for Build America, Buy America. Here, you can find all the documents that I've talked about today, the memo, the new final guidance, the law itself. The links are all there, and you can click them, and the documents will come up. So it's important to state that all of the products listed in the map have DOT approval. However, if you need a product for BABA, but you don't see it on the map, please reach out to customer service because the product may be Build America, Buy America compliant. So it may not be approved on a product list, but it still may meet specifications of the specific DOTs, and it may still be Build America, Buy America compliant. So call customer service and they'll be able to help you out. We also have certificate of compliance letters that we can provide you if you need it. So here's an example of them. And if you need one, please call customer service and we'll be happy to send you one where applicable. Because if it's not, we won't send you one. So you will get a letter if the product meets the specifications. All right, we have many resources for you here at DaytonSuperior.com. We have product pages. We have landing pages for each of those products. We have our new interactive map. We have safety data sheets and technical data sheets, guides and documents, uses and application guides, and handbooks. We have specification assistance and chemicals for chemicals and accessories. So you just go to the website and you can type in your questions and a customer service representative will reach out to you. All right, and this is an important one. We have a who to contact page with a map. The regional map has all of the people in your region that can assist you any questions you might have. Those people are a great resource to have. All right, so here is our citations page. So we have the public law, the memorandum that was sent out, the executive order, and final rule. I feel that it's very important that you go read these for yourselves, interpret them for yourselves as well.
Try not to fall asleep.
Keep in mind that the new guidance, the final rule, won't be in effect until October of 2023. So they have a little bit of time to make the necessary changes that they need to make. So this is an ever-changing thing. Things will change as it goes. We'll make sure that our landing page is up to date as we find out new information and as more information is provided. Any waivers that are come through, we'll update our landing page, and just know that we will be here to help you however we can. And so thank you so much for listening to me drone on about BABA, but it's become a near and dear thing to my heart. I've read so many things. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, thanks, Sarah. I really appreciate you coming to kind of lay it on the line here for us and help us understand the changes. If you want to include or to provide a question, please do so right now through the chat functionality and Zoom, and we can get that answered for you. Okay, so while I'm waiting on those questions for you, just want to remind you that we record these and they will be made available later on. I'll send you an email along with the citations and everything that Sarah ended on, as well as any other information and how to get to our map.
Hello.
Okay, so we have one question that says, is Cody Clip in BABA?
Yes, Cody Clip is BABA compliant, Build America, Buy America compliant. It's made in the United States. The plastic is in the United States. We got confirmation on that. So yes.
All right, we have another question here about how well do we feel the manufacturers are prepared, and to be honest, I don't know if we can answer that because that's more along the lines of each manufacturer. For us, we can provide you with made in the USA products. Sarah went over that with all of our splicing as well as the ties and the rebar metal bar chairs. In addition, most all of our chemicals are made in the USA, but it is important to read the documents that she's gone over, as well as use our new interactive map. We tried to provide that so that it's easier and friendlier, and you can just search on, let's say, Ohio, where we are right now, and say, I want that for powders, show me what you got. And she showed you that back on the screen. If you guys want to see it again, chat with me, and we can try to move that over. She's going to do that right now, I guess. But yeah, I think that is the question that we can answer on behalf of Dayton Superior. And is there any other questions? Which A anchors are BABA compliant?
Which A anchors?
Yes.
Which utility anchors? Is that what he's referring to?
I don't know. So for the person who asked the question, Mr. Page, which A anchors? Do you mean utility? Embedded util. Yeah, embedded util.
As long as the component piece is made in the U.S. and is manufactured in the US and the steel being used is US steel, then that product will be BABA accepted.
Great. Thanks, Chuck. Mr. Hope's here, by the way, guys. Anybody else? I know it's a fun topic. Okay, well, we are at 1:30. If there is nothing else, we will adjourn. I appreciate all of you who have taken the time for Training Tuesday. We will get you an email later to let you know and to sign up for the next one. Not next week, but the week after, we're going to be starting precast. So it will be precast month, so stay tuned for that. Thanks, everyone. Until next Tuesday. Thanks, Sarah.